The wall. Mortgage rates are again at all-time lows. That's right. Rates are at all-time lows. Put a bit of cash back in your pocket with a refi from True Mortgage. Get a 15-year fixed at just 1.75%, 2.140% APR. Even better, True Mortgage will cover your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Qualification is fast and simple. Keep more of your hard-earned money and boost your savings. Lock in a lifetime of true value today with the lowest rates ever offered at 800-620-1162. That's 800-620-1162. 800-620-1162. Or visit TrueNow.com. Signed on the line, 8 DBA True Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. All loans subject to underwriting approval and not all applicants will qualify. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California finance law license number 60DBO44713 and MLS number 1626699.
Sunlux Solar frees you from rising energy costs and saves you tens of thousands of dollars. Sunlux is your partner for your home's future, and that future is just a click away at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Newt Gingrich here, and I'd like to invite you to listen to my podcast, Newt's World. Most people know me as the former Speaker of the House, but I'm also a historian with a wide range of interests. I enjoy talking with experts in their field and the most interesting people across a variety of subjects. I release 4 episodes of Newt's World every week, with an effort to excite the imagination of our audience, and hopefully you'll learn something new each time you listen. Listen and subscribe for free to Newt's World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's get to know KFI's Employee of the Month.
Do people even know I work here?
Layla Mohammed.
I think in another life I would have been a Navy SEAL. Man, they're just the coolest, most bad people out there. Like in my mind, I would have been amazing at that. And then the other thing I want to do one day, I want to be the voice of an animated movie character.
Congratulations to Layla Mohammed, KFI's August 2021 Employee of the Month. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk.
Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Told you about what's going on in Afghanistan. Obviously, the continued evacuation of Americans and people with special visas getting out of there. President Biden says he wants all Americans out of the country by the end of the month, though he did say that an extension is under discussion. UK Defense Secretary Ben Wallace also said the evacuation effort is now down to hours, not weeks. A spokesman for the Taliban said, and by the way, they do get to vote on this, is whether or not they will accept an extension. They said if Western forces extend their operation, there may be retaliation as a result of that. Speaking of Afghanistan, the Afghan flag will be displayed in the opening ceremony of the Paralympics, even though none of the athletes were able to get to Tokyo to compete. The president at the International Paralympic Committee says it will be done as a sign of solidarity. He says a representative of the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Refugees will actually be carrying the flag in the national stadium during the opening ceremony in Tokyo, but there will be no Paralympic athletes from Afghanistan there.
Well, speaking of athletes, Jason Nathanson joins us right after we give you your chance at a fabulous prize package.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword LUCKY, L-U-C-K-Y, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's LUCKY to 200-200.
If you win, they'll call you. They'll give you airfare to Vegas, hotel room for 2. You've got 2 nights of the iHeart Music Festival. You've got the Saturday day stage. You've got ground transportation. Top it all off with a sprinkling of 1,000 little dollar bills right on top of that whole thing. But don't worry, there's another chance to win coming up a little bit later in the show, later in the day.
Speaking of athletes, Jason Nathanson joins us now to talk about all the controversy surrounding Jeopardy of all shows.
I did letter in junior varsity football.
Yeah, you did.
At El Camino Real High School in Woodland Hills in 1991, so take that. 92.
Okay. Yeah. How many years you played JV?
I played two years of JV, and that was it. Yeah. I went to drama after that.
Wow.
So I was in the drama club and didn't my football career. I was 5'4" at the time.
Okay.
Didn't get much taller after that.
What position did you play?
I was on the line, which also didn't make sense.
That does not make sense.
No, I was right guard. I wanted to be tight end, but
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, didn't have the skills for that.
Well, you gotta have hands. You gotta have hands for
You
days.
have to have height too. You have to be able to catch a ball over.
Up over your head, you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
over linebackers.
Shannon made this comment in the last segment. This is the sexiest that Jeopardy has been ever.
It really is. I mean, certainly the most headlines. Nobody's been talking about Jeopardy like this for a long time. Although I feel it's been since Alex Trebek got sick, and it's been in the news for sure in a way that it hasn't in a long time. But now since the whole hosting controversy, this whole year really, as they've had guest hosts, it's been in the headlines a lot more than it ever has been. And now, I mean, Gary, I'm sure you're excited because you have a chance. It's a possibility again.
Yeah, I thought that fire was out, but there's still some embers burning.
No, you could get in there, so good for you. But Mayim Bialik is not. Well, first of all, they announced today that she's going to be the guest host, the first guest host after the Mike Richards episodes air that he had already taped last week. So she'll be on for 3 weeks. She's going to start taping those this week. She, of course, was the quote-unquote co-host, but not really co-host. She was named as the host of the primetime stuff and this new spin-off stuff that they're doing as well. And a lot of people think that it's possible she could be in the running to take over. But as with Mike Richards, when he was announced and all this stuff, resurfaced about things that he had said in the past, there's Mayim Bialik stuff that's resurfacing. But I don't think anywhere near as controversial as the Mike Richards stuff, so we'll see. But it's about vaccines. It's about things that she said, specifically in a book that she wrote in 2010 about vaccines and her kids. And she said that they made an informed decision not to vaccinate our children, but it's a very personal decision that should be made only after sufficient research, blah, blah, blah. But then in 2015, she tweeted that that's not true. She's not anti-vaccine. And then followed up last year, at the end of last year, when everybody was talking about COVID vaccines, and said, look, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. At the time my children had not received the typical schedule of vaccines. But she says, I've never, not once, said vaccines are not valuable, not useful, not necessary. They are. And then her publicist followed up saying that she has been fully vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus.
There are a lot of celebrities that have different vaccine outlooks, shall we say.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has ever been fired or denied a job over their vaccine belief system.
I don't know if that's the case, but which, I'm blanking on her name, but she was the major anti-vaxxer one from MTV, Jenny McCarthy.
Yes.
Right. She was the biggest one of all those that I can remember, and there were some issues. I think when she was on The View, I think there were some issues, and then when they had an open slot on The View, she maybe didn't get the slot because of that, or she got fired from there because people thought, or something like that. I don't know. But it's not a popular stance to have, but I think there's a small sector of Hollywood that is very holistic, and I think also anti-vaccine.
Well, haven't we seen that recently with people saying they don't bathe very often?
Yes, exactly. And I don't know if that correlates to anti-vaxxer. Next time I talk to Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, I'll ask them.
Well,
if their lack of bathing their kids means they're anti-vaxxer.
Kind of surprised you wouldn't bring it up over the weekend when you were there.
That's true. But we leave that stuff at the door.
Smart.
They do get the hot spots, don't they?
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of washing their kids, they say they don't wash their kids unless there's visible dirt on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know if that means they don't vaccinate. I'm assuming they probably vaccinate. You probably have to vaccinate in this day and age, right?
Well, if their kids are young enough, you can't. I mean, there are certain vaccines that, you have to have before you can go to school, but...
Their kids are young at this point, but,
Thank you, J-Nat.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Do you remember what number you wore in football?
Great question. I think I tried for 66 because I was a big hockey fan, so that was Mario Lemieux's number. Sure. I was a Penguins fan, too. So I think I tried for 66, and being on the line, being a guard, that's a good guard number.
Totally.
Yeah, so I think that was my number.
Excellent.
Jason Nathanson, the pride of, what school?
El Camino
Real.
El Camino Real in Woodland
PCR.
Hills. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go
Thank
Tigers.
you.
Or I don't know what.
Interesting story. We were the Conquistadors up until I think this year, where that was changed.
And now you're the Frogs.
I don't know. I don't know what we. That would be fantastic, because I went to college at Santa Cruz and I was a banana slug. Not exactly the coolest of the mascots. So,
well, it's better.
Frog would be a step above a banana slug.
Tree frogs, right? They're called the Royals now. But
Oh, okay, there we go.
all right,
Is that,
Jane,
is that okay?
you know, maybe it's just a reference to the blue and not a person.
Yeah, that was our color, was blue.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Love it, Jane. Thanks.
Thank you.
Coming back. Mixtape Monday.
You're damn right it is.
Gary and Shannon will continue. Amy King, what's going on?
President Biden and other G7 leaders will meet tomorrow to discuss the evacuation of U.S. troops and civilians from Afghanistan. The Pentagon says it has evacuated about 42,000 people from Afghanistan since the end of July. The Taliban says it will not let the U.S. extend its August 31st deadline for pulling troops out. President Biden has said troops could stay past the deadline to continue the evacuation flights, but Taliban spokesman Sohail Shaheen says the August 31st date is a red line. He says any delays would prolong U.S. occupation.
If they are intent on continuing the occupation, so it will provoke a reaction.
At least 20 people have been killed in the chaos at the airport in Kabul as people try to get out of the country. News brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite at 800 Pacific. A local military expert says the fall of Afghanistan is very much like the fall of Saigon in 1975.
Captain Dale Dye served in Vietnam and said the images coming from the Kabul airport reminded him of the images in Saigon.
That's the undying image, the legacy of our experience, our 10 years in Vietnam. That's what people remember. They remember that image of the embassy staff scrambling up those steps and reaching for the skids of a Huey. Last helicopter out, last man out, turn off the lights.
Dye is a former Marine and KFI's military analyst. He says it was crushing to see the video from Kabul airport. He also says the U.S. has an obligation to help any Afghans get out of the country who helped U.S. and allied troops. He also says the U.S. government really screwed up by staying there for so long. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
Arraignment scheduled for today in L.A. has been postponed until September 20th for former film producer Harvey Weinstein, who's facing a new indictment on sex-related charges, including one count that was previously dismissed by a judge. Weinstein was extradited last month from New York where he's doing time for rape. The LA County Sheriff's Department is looking for a hit-and-run driver who may have hit a vaccine clinic worker on purpose in Santa Clarita. Deputies say witnesses told them the driver ran into a few signs at the clinic Saturday afternoon, then turned around and clipped the worker. The person was not badly hurt. The driver took off. California regulators have opened an investigation into the finances of Larry Elder, a candidate in the recall election of Governor Newsom. The Fair Political Practices Commission says it's looking into whether he properly disclosed his income sources. The California Democratic Party has filed a claim alleging Elder did not disclose a company he apparently owns and its sources of income. Lady Gaga will return as a headliner in Las Vegas this fall. Gaga announced her jazz and piano residency is coming back to Park MGM October 14th through the 31st. Tickets are set to go on sale Saturday morning. Crash in Studio City on the 101.
Southbound side of the 101 approaching Laurel Canyon, where the far left lane is taken away. Things are heavy leaving Van Nuys Boulevard, while the northbound side bunches up right around the 170. Things are also very busy getting through Mid-City. Eastbound side of the 10 freeway from La Cienega over to about Hoover, with westbound delays just before Western over to La Brea. Through Orange County, southbound 57 freeway approaching Chapman and Fullerton. Crash here moved to the right shoulder, but things are going to be pretty busy from Yorba Linda Boulevard. And also on the 405 south, things are slow getting through Fountain Valley from Magnolia over to a little bit beyond Brookhurst due to earlier debris in lanes. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jay Olu.
Hey, if you've been injured in an accident, hiring the right attorney matters. And Sweet James Accident Attorneys have helped thousands of listeners settle millions of dollars each month.
Accident victims are not just numbers. Their stories are real, like this one.
Before her accident, Sweet James' client enjoyed spending time with her family, living that normal life.
Until one day, her life changed forever. She was terribly injured in a collision.
Now, the insurance company wouldn't even cover her surgeries and medical bills.
But thankfully, her daughter called up Sweet James, and her team of attorneys fought hard to make sure she was able to receive all the care she needs.
Now listen to this. Sweet James was able to settle her case for $5.7 million.
Wowza!
So if you or someone else you love has ever been injured in an accident, don't take the gamble. Call Sweet James.
Every case is different. They can't guarantee the outcome, but it is important to get an experienced law firm on your side.
Free consultation. Call Sweet James, 800-500-5200. That's 800-500-5200. And go to sweetjames.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Clouds overnight, sunny after morning clouds tomorrow. Highs in the 70s at the beaches, 80s for Metro LA and Inland OC, 80s and 90s for the valleys and IE. We'll warm up as we head through the week with highs back in the 90s to low 100s for inland areas by the middle of the week. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Amy King.
Gavin Newsom's report card. Education, 41st in the nation. Gasoline, highest in the nation. Sales tax, highest in the nation. Income tax, highest in the nation. Homeless, highest in the nation. Oh, and one of the first states in the nation to end cash bail. With his appalling record, Gavin Newsom couldn't get a busboy's job at the French Laundry restaurant. It's time for a change, because returning Gavin Newsom to office again and again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. In this most critical election, your vote for Larry Elder will help make that monumental change, bring California back to its deserved glory, and take its rightful place at the head of the class.
ElectElder.com.
Ad paid for by Elder for Governor 2021.
Attention homeowners. Interactive Mortgage has dropped rates again to a rock bottom 1.75% rate in APR. Yes, it's incredible. A rock bottom 1.75%. And if that's not enough, Interactive Mortgage will even pay your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. That's right. No point and no fees. Absolutely zero. Zilch. None. So what are you waiting for? Call now and take advantage of these never-before-offered rates. A 1.75% rate in APR with no fees whatsoever. Call Interactive Mortgage now at 844-371-CASH. That's 844-371-CASH. 844-371-2274. Or visit interactivemortgage.com.
Wing Point Corporation, DBA Interactive Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender. Terms and conditions apply. New clients only. Loan amount $350,000 to $548,250. Minimum FICO of 740 and maximum LTV of 60%. All loans subject to underwriting approval, and not all applicants will qualify. Loans made or arranged pursuant to California Finance Law License Number 603F938. NMLS Number 302352.
Protect and purify the air you breathe with IQ Air.
Visit IQAir.com/US. IQAir.com/US.
KFI. Live and local.
Our radio station.
Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Senior U.S. military officials in Afghanistan say U.S. Special Ops retrieved 16 American citizens from outside the Kabul airport early this morning. They would not detail where the Americans were rescued from, but said it was about 2 hours outside the airport. They were brought back to Kabul for evacuation processing.
Big deal early this morning. The Food and Drug Administration gave final approval to the Pfizer COVID vaccine. They say they wanted to help lift public confidence in vaccinations. We did take some calls earlier. Didn't seem like that's exactly what's going to happen, but more than 200 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine have been administered in the U.S. since the emergency use began just about 9 months ago.
A rural community about 90 minutes outside of Nashville was pummeled, with up to 17 inches of rain in less than 24 hours over the weekend, shattering the record there in Tennessee for one-day rainfall by more than 3 inches. As you can imagine, there were quick rushing floods, killed at least 22 people, left just a trail of destruction and devastation.
I don't think we've had 17 inches of rain in a year in L.A. in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Mondays, 1:30, we like to get into some music stuff with Mixtape Mondays.
What's up, girl? You know, it's Mixtape Monday, right? So I made you this special mix just for you.
Just another mixtape Monday. Oh, wish it was Monday. Oh, it is. Just another mixtape Monday. Mixtape Monday.
It always gets me.
I was listening to an interview with Lizzo, and she was talking about how she wanted to collaborate with Cardi B. but that it's Cardi B, and I don't know, like, would she even want to do anything with me? Like, that's crazy. And Cardi B hit her right back and was like, of course. So she was stoked about that.
This was rumors with Lizzo and Cardi
They
B.
don't know I do it for the culture. Oh man, they say I should watch the stuff I post. Come on.
Oops.
Hey, I'm turning big girls into pros. Come on, man. They say I get groupies at my shows. Come on, man.
This is what is being considered the golden age, they said, of female hip-hop. I mean, we saw years ago rappers like Eve and Queen Latifah and Lil' Kim, whatever's left of Lil' Kim, and Foxy Brown, sort of the first wave of those very high-profile hip-hop artists who were female, late 80s, early 2000s.
Who were collaborating together in some times. And it's very powerful when you've got hip-hop artists collaborating, I feel like. So you saw it earlier. You saw Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion collaborate on WAP.
Could I play that?
No, we did that and we got in trouble. Like, do you remember with what speed Robin ran down the hallway? I mean, she ran the 40 in like 4.1. We can't even play that, I don't think.
I just did.
Well, I think you're going to get us in trouble again.
Can I play that part?
Just don't play the part with the bucket. That's where we got into some deep trouble.
7 days a week.
Nope, not that part either.
All right, I will play that.
No.
Go back.
I didn't know she could run that fast.
Go back to Lizzo.
It's incredible. She was like one of those new athletic linebackers. Freaking lightning through that line and then just wrap up tackle.
Knocking people over. They talk about when women do rap and sing about sex with the vulgarity that's typically reserved for men, it becomes mainstream news. And the boss comes running down the hallway. They said that there was plenty of pushback from mainstream news. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know of any song by a male artist that, I know there are plenty of that are vulgar and that can be pretty descriptive when it comes to certain acts.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know one song that contained as many references and euphemisms as the Cardi B Megan Thee Stallion song.
There are some, but that kind of cross over in terms of popularity and hit mainstream news, not a lot. I think that's why it
Rare.
was also...
Yeah.
Because it's not something that you would seek out on your drive home.
No, probably not.
Aaliyah's One in a Million is finally able to stream after years. This was her studio album from 1996. There were years of behind-the-scenes legal battles. Gosh, she had such a pure voice. It was
very
produced,
Aaliyah. I mean,
yeah, classic, right? It was produced by Timbaland and Missy Elliott.
These ongoing fights, the legal fights about music have always been sort of a fascinating thing, especially after somebody dies. I mean, how much music exists that Prince recorded but never put into an album?
Yeah.
They said there were hundreds, if not a couple thousand songs that he had. Michael Jackson was the same way in that he was so prolific in the studio that there was music that never made it onto albums. Now, is that a sign of a musical genius that only the top 15 songs at that moment are the ones that are going to make it onto an album?
I think you just have extras, stuff's left on the cutting room floor sometimes. Like Jacob's got a bunch of your tracks that we have yet to put on the air.
Right.
Just stuff that you do, that you say, that you sing in the breaks or when you're just messing around.
Freestyle stuff, yeah.
Exactly. So like if we could go into that treasure trove of your singing and put together like an album after you're no longer with us.
Okay.
I mean, but it wouldn't be your hit makers, essentially.
It'd be my B-sides.
Your B-sides.
Right,
instead of Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
It would be like Up and Frozen, like the stuff that's a little bit more esoteric. The Disney songs you sing that or Pixar films.
Got it.
A little different.
When we come back, a couple songs that
Moana
caught our ear. I've never seen that.
You love How Far I'll Go.
I don't know what that is.
You've been staring
Never
at the
seen
ocean
it.
as long as you can remember.
No, I haven't. A couple songs that caught our attention over the weekend that were fun that we'll tell you about. If we're trying to figure out how to describe these songs, that every once in a while the weekend is dominated by one song specifically for whatever reason. Either you hear it over and over again, or you hear it, like in the case of mine, I heard it and laughed out loud.
Oh.
Anyway, tell us what song caught your ear over this week, and we'll continue with our Mixtape Monday when we come back.
Gary and Shannon and Amy King's got the news. The Pentagon says it will require service members to receive the COVID-19 vaccine now that the Pfizer vaccine has been given full approval by the FDA. That approval was granted this morning. Mayor Garcetti and Fire Chief Terrazas have urged Angelinos to do their part to prevent major fires, even as peak fire season in SoCal remains a couple months away. They've asked residents to be sure brush is cleared from around homes and are recommending families prepare evacuation plans just in case. UB40's founding member has died. Brian Travers died yesterday after a battle with cancer. The band is best known for its hit Red Red Wine. He was 62. We'll check some trouble on the 10 next.
Isn't it fun when you can do stuff in your underwear? Like business stuff? Well, that is how you can sell your car, truck, or exotic. Seriously. Give Me the VIN is buying, and the car market is insane right now. So if you've been thinking of selling your vehicle, you should do it by the end of August. Prices may never be like this. GiveMeTheVin.com. You sell your vehicle. It's simple. It's fast. It's easy. GiveMeTheVin.com has thousands of top-rated Google and Facebook reviews. You can read those in your underwear, too. Log on to GiveMeTheVin.com. Put in your VIN number, a couple of pics, and you will get the best offer now through August, or you could lose out. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. If GiveMeTheVin.com can't beat your CarMax offer, they'll pay you $100. GiveMeTheVin.com offers amazing customer service, hassle-free selling process, all at GiveMeTheVin.com. They offer a 60-second bid process, pressure-free service, and free pickup. Just click on GiveMeTheVin.com and get your check on the spot. Selling your car, truck, or exotic has never been easier at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Get a king bed for a queen price at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 during the best Labor Day sale ever on top-rated brands like Sealy and Sleepy's. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 or more.
Clouds overnight, sunny and warmer tomorrow. Highs in the 70s at the beaches, 80s to mid-90s inland. This report brought to you by Mattress Firm. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Stall in Mid-City on the 10.
Eastbound 10 at Normandy. Looks like you got a stalled truck in the far right lane. Things are pretty backed up right around La Cienega. Getting into Studio City, southbound side of the 101 approaching Laurel Canyon. Still got a crash here in the far left lane, so that's going to be a heavy ride coming away from Van Nuys Boulevard. More slowing, by the way, from Melrose over to the 110 freeway. Getting through Fountain Valley, southbound side of the 405 approaching Brookhurst. Got a stalled truck here taking away the two right lanes. Traffic there backing up right around Magnolia. And seeing heavy delays if you're trying to get into DeBoer, northbound 15 freeway from Summit over to just before Glen Helen. KFI and the Sky Hills get you there faster. I'm Jay Lewis.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Take the shortcut to your next great hire. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, Instant Match immediately delivers a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Looking for the perfect way to save cash every month without changing your lifestyle? Cash Call Mortgage has rates and APRs in the low 2s on their 15 and 10-year products. That's right, rates and APRs in the low 2s. And that can save you hundreds of dollars every month. How much cash would you save if your mortgage rate was in the low 2s? It's easy to find out. Just call Cash Call Mortgage today. Their quotes are always free. Do you have a vacation home or investment property you want to refinance? Cash Call Mortgage has competitive conventional rates for those properties too. They pay title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Start saving cash without changing your lifestyle. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, go to cashcallmortgage.com or call now. Call 800-633-0861. That's 800-633-0861. 800-633-0861. Cash Call Mortgage is a DBA of Impact Mortgage Corp. NMLS ID 128231. Not all applicants will qualify. Equal housing lender not licensed in all states, including New York. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions, or visit us at cashcallmortgage.com.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. What does solar mean for your future? Well, that depends on whether your solar is Sunlux Solar. Sunlux Solar means you've unshackled your home from the rising cost of electricity. Sunlux Solar means uninterrupted power during blackouts or natural disasters. It means no more dependence on gasoline because your home fuels your car. Sunlux Solar means saving tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the system. I design homes. I know just how much is riding on your solar. That's why I partner with Sunlux, because Sunlux is solar done right. The most comprehensive warranty of the industry, 5-star customer service, critical partnerships with industry leaders like Tesla and LG. With Sunlux, it's a partnership for your home's future, and that future is just a click away at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374.
Have you been denied a home loan or refinance because you're self-employed, earn 1099 income, or even a real estate investor? You're missing out. Most lenders make approval seem impossible, especially if you're self-employed. Stop watching everyone take advantage of the lowest mortgage rates in history while you're stuck on the sidelines. Accelerate Capital, the premier lender designed for the self-employed. Our approval process is based on common sense, using bank statements, 1099 income, profit loss statements, rental income, or even stated income to qualify at the lowest rates available. Fast. Conventional lenders cannot do this. When others say no, we say yes. Call 800-811-9702. 800-811-9702. Or visit acceleratecapital.com.
EXCELE. AccelerateCapital.com.
Equal housing lender. Call for details. NMLS ID number 1165716. Not all will qualify. California GFBI license number 41DBO45150. Additional restrictions may apply. Loans made or arranged pursuant to the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act.
I want